there's this explosion of availability of new computational models. There's explosion of availability of data that can be looked at and examined to try to learn something about people that generate this data. And now, actually, in recent years, there's a new wonderful phenomenon, namely, we are increasingly surrounded by those very complex and very powerful neural networks, such as language models, such as GPT-3, or networks generating images, such as DALL-E. And those models are very complex, very powerful, but they're also similar to humans in some ways. Namely, we cannot really derive the functioning of such models from their design. The engineers that design those models, like the rest of us, are surprised and impressed by how wonderful and powerful those models are, but also those engineers, like the rest of us, are surprised by the fact that those models suffer from biases such as racial or gender biases, suffer from illusions and make mistakes similar to mistakes that humans would make. And while we're all surprised by this, my thinking is that we could use the same tools that we psychologists have been using to study human beings for decades or hundreds of years now. We could increasingly, it seems like we'll be using those tools to study AI, as those black boxes are become increasingly complex and we cannot really understand them by looking at their design. And maybe we could use the same trick as we used with humans. We could try to understand and study behavior of AI by simply observing its behavior and putting it in the context of psychological experiments, administering psychological questionnaires, and so on. So this is something that I'm excited about recently.